Hi Stampers, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. I have a really neat project to show you today. Pam Morgan actually demonstrated this at the 2015 Stamping Up Annual Convention. It's actually a 3D star. It's made in two pieces and then you just glue them together, and then I put a twine at the top. So I'm going to show you how to make one of these. They're really quite simple and you could mass produce these for any decor purposes. So let's get started with the supplies you'll need. You'll need 2 pieces of designer paper, and I'm using the Merry Moments designer paper today. The 2 pieces measure 6 inches by 6 inches. And I'll show you what the patterns are on this piece here. There's 12 patterns total. 6 on this side, and because I've made 2 stars with this one, I only have a small piece to show you, but these are the 6 designs on this side. And when I flip it over, let's see if I can arrange these again. These are the 6 other designs. So as you can see, these are all appropriate to make stars with. So let's get started. Using your first piece of designer paper, you're going to fold it in half, and I'm going to do the opposite pattern from the star that I showed you. So fold this in half with your bone folder, turn it around, fold in half on the opposite side. So now you have a fold this way and a fold this way. Now you're going to turn it and fold diagonally, and you're going to do this with both corners. So one, open, and flip to the other. So you have a total of 4 folds that you need to complete. Now you're going to open up your designer piece of paper, and we're going to use the straight fold. So this one horizontal and this one vertical, and you're going to mark 1.25 inches. So just put a little dot. So you're going to do this 4 times. Now that you've got all your little measurements dotted with a pencil, to save time, I have both pieces folded, and I'm going to overlap them. And I only marked one of my designer papers. I'm going to fold and make sure that the folds are lined up. And then you're going to bring your scissors in and cut up to the pencil line on all 4 sides. One more. And set one aside. You're going to flip it over, and now let me position this so I can work. Find the fold line that is going diagonal, and on your first cut line you're going to bring this over to your fold line and press down and make this little triangle. You're going to do this 8 times. So at each point you're going to have 2 triangles. And again, if you want to use your bone folder and make your lines nice and folded. So let me do one more for you. There's your score line. Bring this over and fold to the score line and press in place. And then you're going to do the next one the same way. So I'm going to pause my video now so I can do all of my points. You're going to do this on both pieces of paper. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got both of my pieces, and as you see, there's 8 little triangles. And now you're probably wondering, how can a flat piece of paper cut in a star shape turn out to be 3D? This is where the magic comes in. You're going to bring in, I'm using liquid glue. It's up to you what you want to use for glue. I'm going to put glue on one triangle, and then you're going to push it in and layer the second triangle on top. And I found that if I use my bone folder and just insert it, I can hold my piece in place for a minute. So I'm just going to keep pressing down. And there's the 3D portion of the star. It makes it pop right out. Isn't that neat? So let's do one more, and then I'll pause the video again to finish up. I'm going to add glue to one triangle. Put my bone folder under the first layer with the glue, and then press this in place as you hold it with the bone folder. And make sure that you line up everything on the outside edge, because if you'll notice on the star, if you don't, you would be able to see, because one of these stars is upside down, so you'd be able to see where you glued it. So be very careful and make sure everything lines up on the edge so it looks pretty when you're done. So let me go finish up the other tips, and I'll be right back. Okay, both pieces are now finished. This is what they look like when you have them assembled. And now we need to glue them together. And what I've done with mine is I've added some glue dots to each section. I've left one here so I can show you how I did it. So using glue dots, just peel one off and put it in place right in the corner. So you're going to have 2 per leg of your star. And then you're going to take them, flip one upside down, and try to figure out where the best spot is to put them by centering. That looks about right, so I'm going to press down. And now my star is glued together. But I wanted a little bit of reinforcement, so I brought in my liquid glue, and each place that the legs meet, I just add a dot there. Because this glue does dry clear, so you won't see if there's any of the glue remaining. I've got one more leg, and then I'm just going to hold this in place for a little bit. And the last step we need is how to hang it, and I'm using white baker's twine, and I probably cut off about 16 or 18 inches. I'm going to bring in my 1 1/16 inch handheld circle punch, and I'm just going to punch a hole on one of the tips. And then I'm going to use my paper piercer and just make it a little bit bigger so I can put my baker's twine through it. So I thread that through, put the ends together equally, and tie a knot. And I'm going to trim as close as I can to the knot. And then I'm going to apply just a dot of the liquid glue near the hole. And I'm going to pull this so the knot is at the hole, and when that dries, the knot will stay there, so you won't see the knot in your loop. So there you have it. I got 2 stars made. I'm going to be making a lot more of these because I think these are wonderful to use as a Christmas decoration. You could also do it in non-Christmas paper to use for baby showers, weddings, birthday parties. If you have any questions, leave a message on my video or email me. And also all the supplies I listed today will be listed at the end of my video. Have a good day.